Ladies and gentlemen, today the entire world is watching India with both admiration and a hint of fear. The reason is simple. India is no longer a silent observer on the global stage. It is becoming a decisive force shaping the future of the world. From technology to defense, from diplomacy to economy, India's master plan is unfolding, and it is transforming global power equations like never before. The rise of India is not an accident. It's the result of vision, strategy, and determination. This master plan is not built on aggression, but on intelligence, unity, and national pride. Nations that once underestimated India are now forced to recognize its growing influence and strength. Let's explore the key points that define India's master plan and why the world has started to fear its unstoppable rise. India's master plan begins with a powerful foundation: diplomacy rooted in strategy, self-respect, and balance. Unlike in the past, when India was often seen as a passive participant in global affairs, today it stands tall as an assertive and independent voice. India's foreign policy has evolved into one of calculated engagement, building bridges without becoming dependent, and standing firm without becoming isolated. Under visionary leadership, India has established strong ties with major global powers like the United States, Russia, France, Japan, and the European Union, while also maintaining a cautious yet pragmatic approach with China and Pakistan. This balancing act is not easy, but India has mastered it through intelligent negotiation, mutual interests, and strategic patience. It has positioned itself as a reliable partner in the Indo-Pacific region, ensuring maritime security, countering terrorism, and promoting free trade routes, all while protecting its sovereignty. India's active participation in organizations like the United Nations, G20, BRICS, and SCO reflects its growing influence. It is no longer just following global decisions, it is helping shape them. Whether it's climate change, digital security, or global peacekeeping, India speaks with authority and conviction. Its Neighborhood First and Act East policies demonstrate how India combines regional cooperation with global ambition. Furthermore, India's diplomatic power lies in its soft strength, its culture, democracy, and moral values. While many nations use force or financial leverage, India uses trust, partnership, and respect to win allies. This unique approach has earned India admiration across Asia, Africa, and Europe. The world now realizes that India's diplomacy is not reactive. It is proactive, strategic, and visionary. It is a form of quiet power that moves nations and shapes the world's political balance without a single shot fired. India's master plan for global strength is incomplete without its powerful defense and technological transformation. Over the past decade, India has revolutionized its military structure, not just by expanding its forces, but by modernizing them with cutting-edge technology and indigenous innovation. The nation's defense evolution represents a shift from dependency to self-reliance, making India a true global contender in the field of military capability. The Make in India initiative has been a turning point, pushing domestic production of weapons, aircraft, and naval systems. Projects like the Tejas fighter jet, INS Vikrant, India's first indigenously built aircraft carrier, and the Arjun tank showcase India's growing ability to design and manufacture advanced defense systems. In addition, joint ventures with countries like Russia, France, and Israel have enabled technology transfers and strengthened India's research and development base. The result is a hybrid defense ecosystem, one that blends foreign expertise with Indian innovation. India's missile technology has also become a global benchmark. With the Agni Prithvi and BrahMos series, India now has a credible deterrence across land, air, and sea. These missiles symbolize precision, speed, and technological mastery, sending a clear message that India can defend its borders and respond effectively to any threat. Beyond conventional warfare, India has also made significant progress in cyber defense, artificial intelligence in warfare, and space-based surveillance systems. Moreover, the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, plays a crucial role in defense modernization. Its achievements, from launching advanced satellites to conducting space missions like Chandrayaan and Aditya L1, directly contribute to national security, intelligence gathering, and communication systems. India's ability to integrate technology with defense strategy gives it an edge in modern warfare, where information, precision, and speed define victory. This technological leap has shifted global perception. India is no longer seen as a buyer of defense systems. It is emerging as a potential exporter and innovator. The world's defense powers now recognize that India's military modernization is not aggressive but strategic, aimed at ensuring regional stability, national pride, and long-term self-reliance. It's a demonstration that India's true power lies not in numbers, but in intelligence, innovation, and the will to build its own path to security. India's Masterplan for global leadership is deeply rooted in its rapidly expanding economy, one that blends innovation, resilience, and ambition. Over the past few years, India has transformed itself from a developing economy into one of the world's fastest-growing financial powerhouses. This transformation isn't accidental. It's the result of calculated reforms, digital progress, and a vision to make India self-reliant while also deeply integrated into the global trade network. India's economic rise is powered by strong domestic consumption, a massive young workforce, and digital innovation. Sectors like information technology, pharmaceuticals, renewable energy infrastructure, and manufacturing have become the engines of this growth. The government's flagship programs such as Atmanirbhar Bharat, Self-Reliant India, and Make in India are not just slogans. They represent a strategic shift from import dependence to domestic production and export excellence. By encouraging local entrepreneurship and innovation, India is building an economy that serves both its people and the world. One of the most remarkable aspects of India's economic master plan is its digital revolution. Initiatives like Digital India, UPI's Unified Payments Interface, and the expansion of internet access to rural areas have created a cashless, connected, and inclusive economy. This digital infrastructure has given India a competitive edge in global fintech and e-commerce sectors. In fact, India has become a model for developing nations, showing how technology can empower millions and drive sustainable growth. Internationally, India is strengthening its trade ties through global partnerships. It has positioned itself as a reliable hub for supply chains, especially at a time when many countries are shifting away from overdependence on China. By offering political stability, a skilled labor force, and an expanding consumer market, India has become an attractive destination for global investors and manufacturing giants. Free trade agreements with countries across Asia, Europe, and Africa further reinforce its role as a vital player in the world economy. Furthermore, India's leadership in green energy and sustainable development adds a new dimension to its economic strategy. With investments in solar power, wind energy, and electric mobility, India aims to lead the global transition towards a cleaner, more sustainable future. This forward-thinking approach strengthens its credibility and influence on global platforms dealing with climate and energy policies. In essence, India's economic expansion is not merely about financial growth. It's about redefining the rules of global trade. The nation is shifting from being a market for the world to becoming a maker for the world. As India continues to rise economically, it's not only building wealth but also power, the kind that reshapes international business, politics, and global influence. At the heart of India's master plan lies a powerful vision: to lead the world into the future through technology and innovation. In today's digital age, technological supremacy defines national strength, and India has embraced this reality with unmatched determination. From artificial intelligence to space exploration, from fintech to cybersecurity, India is building a technological empire that blends creativity and intelligence. Over the past decade, India has made groundbreaking progress in artificial intelligence, AI, robotics, and automation. AI is no longer just a concept in research labs, it is being actively applied across healthcare, agriculture, education, defense, and governance. With government initiatives like the National AI Mission and Digital India, India aims to create an ecosystem where innovation thrives. AI-powered platforms are transforming how citizens interact with the government, how businesses operate, and how industries grow. This integration of intelligence with infrastructure is making India a hub for digital transformation and a future-ready nation. India's rise in space technology is another cornerstone of its technological supremacy. The Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, has become a global symbol of innovation and excellence. Landmark missions like Chandrayaan-3 Mangalyaan and Aditya-L1 have not only expanded human understanding of space, but have also showcased India's ability to achieve world-class results at a fraction of the cost of other space agencies. These missions symbolize precision, efficiency, and confidence, traits that define India's new identity as a scientific superpower. In addition to AI and space, India's digital infrastructure has redefined connectivity and inclusion. The Aadhaar system, one of the largest biometric identification programs in the world, has enabled seamless access to government services. The Unified Payments Interface, UPI, has revolutionized financial transactions, making India a leader in digital payments. With over 1 billion smartphone users and rapidly expanding internet access, India's digital population is now among the most active and innovative on Earth. India's growing tech industry, driven by giants like TCS, Infosys, and Wipro, along with thousands of dynamic startups, has turned the country into a global innovation hub. In sectors such as blockchain, cybersecurity, quantum computing, and biotechnology, Indian engineers and researchers are making strides that catch global attention. The nation's youth, equipped with coding skills and entrepreneurial drive, are fueling a wave of technological creativity that few countries can match. What makes India's technological rise even more remarkable is its inclusivity. Technology is not limited to big cities. It is reaching rural areas, empowering farmers, students, and small businesses alike. From AI-driven crop monitoring to online education platforms, India is using innovation not just for profit, but for progress. This democratization of technology gives India a unique edge. It's not only building advanced systems, but also transforming everyday lives. Through these advancements, India is positioning itself as a key player in the global digital revolution. The world is realizing that India is no longer a technology service provider. It's becoming a creator, innovator, and leader of the next industrial era. One of the most dynamic and inspiring pillars of India's Masterplan is its youth, a force that represents both the nation's present and its unstoppable future. With over 65% of the population below the age of 35, India possesses the youngest and one of the most energetic demographics in the world. This is not just a statistic. It's a source of immense power, creativity, and potential that is shaping the direction of India's growth and influencing global progress. India's youth are not waiting for opportunities, they are creating them. From small towns to metropolitan cities, young Indians are stepping into entrepreneurship, technology innovation, and leadership roles with remarkable confidence. Startups founded by young minds are redefining industries. Whether it's fintech, education, health tech, or renewable energy, India is now home to one of the world's largest startup ecosystems with several unicorns, billion-dollar companies led by individuals in their 20s and 30s. These young innovators are not only contributing to economic growth, but also putting India on the global innovation map. Education and skill development form the foundation of this youth-driven transformation. With institutions like the Indian Institutes of Technology (IITs), Indian Institutes of Management (IIMs), and countless technical universities, India is producing world-class engineers, scientists, and professionals every year. Government programs such as Skill India and Digital India are empowering millions of young people with modern skills, from coding and digital marketing to robotics and AI development. This emphasis on practical education and innovation is creating a generation that thinks critically, acts boldly, and competes globally. The youth of India are also redefining leadership and social change. Through social media, digital platforms, and civic movements, they are voicing opinions, influencing policies, and shaping national conversations. Their awareness of global issues, from climate change to sustainability, makes them not just national citizens, but global thinkers. Many young Indians are involved in climate activism, community welfare, and digital education projects that are transforming lives at the grassroots level. Moreover, this new generation has a global mindset. They are fluent in technology, confident in communication, and connected to the world through digital platforms. Yet they remain rooted in Indian values, discipline, respect, and perseverance. This balance between modern ambition and traditional wisdom gives them a unique edge over their global counterparts. They are not only chasing success for themselves, but also working to elevate their nation standing on the world stage. India's youth power is also reshaping the job market. Instead of seeking employment abroad, many young professionals are now building careers within India. The trend of reverse brain drain, where talented individuals return home after studying or working overseas, is strengthening the country's intellectual capital. Multinational companies are investing heavily in India not only for its market size, but because of its skilled, innovative, and ambitious workforce. In essence, India's youth are the driving force behind its master plan, the living energy that fuels its economy, strengthens its democracy, and propels its global rise. Their vision, courage, and creativity are transforming India into a nation that doesn't follow trends but sets them. A country where dreams are not limited by borders but powered by determination. Beyond economics, technology, or military power, the deepest strength of India's master plan lies in its cultural and moral leadership. the ability to influence hearts, inspire minds, and unite humanity through timeless values. While other nations rely on political power or military dominance, India's influence flows through its civilization, a culture that has thrived for over 5,000 years, shaping philosophies, art, spirituality, and moral thought across continents. India's culture is not just ancient, it is alive, evolving, and inclusive. From yoga and Ayurveda to Indian classical music, dance, literature, and cinema, India's cultural exports have reached every corner of the world. Millions of people across countries practice yoga every morning, not just for physical health but for inner peace, a gift of India's wisdom to humanity. Similarly, Ayurveda and holistic wellness are now recognized globally as sustainable alternatives to modern medicine, proving that India's ancient knowledge holds solutions for the challenges of modern life. Cultural diplomacy has become a powerful instrument of India's global influence. Through organizations like the Indian Council for Cultural Relations, ICCR, and worldwide events such as International Yoga Day, India projects a message of peace, unity, and coexistence. Indian films, art, cuisine, and festivals like Diwali and Holi have crossed borders, making India not just a country but a global emotion. This soft power, built on respect, not force, makes India unique among world powers. India's moral leadership comes from its timeless principles. Ahimsa's non-violence, Satya, truth, Dharma's righteousness, and Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world is one family. These ideas are not just philosophical, they are practical foundations for global peace and cooperation. Leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Swami Vivekananda, and Rabindranath Tagore have carried India's moral message to the world, inspiring movements of freedom, equality, and compassion. Even today, India's global diplomacy is guided by these ethical values. It seeks cooperation, not confrontation, respect, not rivalry. In an age of growing division, materialism, and cultural conflict, India's spiritual and moral framework offers an alternative vision, one that values humanity over power. This is why India is increasingly viewed as a balancing force in global politics. Its teachings of tolerance, diversity, and peace resonate deeply in a world searching for stability and meaning. While others fight for dominance, India leads by example, through knowledge, creativity, and empathy. Moreover, India's global diaspora, spread across the US, UK, Middle East, Africa, and beyond, acts as ambassadors of its culture and values. Indian professionals, entrepreneurs, and artists carry with them a sense of integrity, hard work, and cultural pride that enhances India's reputation worldwide. They bridge nations, promote cross-cultural understanding, and reinforce India's image as a nation of peace, intelligence, and spiritual richness. This cultural and moral power gives India a distinct form of leadership, one that doesn't rely on intimidation but on inspiration. It's the kind of leadership that uplifts others, not suppresses them. Through its culture, traditions, and wisdom, India continues to remind the world that true greatness lies not in conquering others, but in elevating humanity itself. In conclusion, India's Masterplan is not a dream. It is a reality taking shape before the world's eyes. It is a vision built on strategy, innovation, and unity. From strong diplomacy to advanced defense, from rapid economic expansion to technological revolution, from the unstoppable energy of youth to the timeless strength of culture, every element of this plan is transforming India into a true global leader. The world's fear does not come from India's weapons or power, it comes from India's unstoppable spirit. A spirit that refuses to bow down, that learns, builds, and leads with wisdom and pride. India's rise is not a threat. It is a message that a nation built on values, vision, and determination can rise against all odds. Today, India stands not just as a country, but as a symbol of hope and strength for the entire world. The master plan is in motion, the future is unfolding, and the world knows that the century ahead will not just be watched by India, it will be led by India.